So we've done all our exercises. Now is time for us to stretch the muscles that we've been working. Let's come to standing behind our chair, and you'll place your hands on the back of the chair. One foot is close to the chair and the other foot we're going to bring it back and come into our calf stretch like we did right at the very beginning of the session. So our feet are parallel. Try not to turn the toes out too much because otherwise we won't feel that stretch in the calf. And we're relaxing our shoulders and just looking straight ahead. One thing you might want to think about is trying to gently press your back heel into the floor and lift your toes a little bit in that back shoe. And we'll stay there for 10 to maybe 20 seconds. And then from there, let's lift the back heel. We're going to tuck the tailbone under. So we're tilting the pelvis and that back knee just naturally bends a little bit, and we're going to drop down so that we can feel a stretch in the front of the thigh and the hip. This particular way of stretching the thigh is a lot easier on the knees. So it's probably the stretch that most people would prefer. But if you're comfortable to stand on that front leg and lift the back foot and hold the ankle, well then that's the other option. The legs will be close together. And then bring that foot down, just give the legs a little shake. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So imagine your feet are on train tracks, toes, heels pointing straight ahead. Press the heel down of that back leg and make sure with the front leg that the knee is bent, but we're not letting that knee go past the toes. And there's no real pressure on the chair either. A common mistake is often leaning forward from the hips. So you want to make sure that there's a nice straight line through the shoulder, the hip, the knee, and the ankle. And then let's lift the back heel, tuck the tailbone under, and just drop down a little bit, just until you feel that stretch moving from the front of the hip down towards the knee, and that there's no discomfort in the knee. And then same thing, if you did want to increase the stretch for your quadricep and you're happy to try lifting the foot, grabbing the ankle, bringing the legs together, looking forward. It really does intensify the stretch for your quadriceps. But if you do have problems with arthritis in the knees, and you know that this is just going to irritate your knees, please stick to the other one. And then bring the foot down. And now we're going to do a stretch that moves all the way up the back of the legs, into the buttocks, into the lower back. We keep our hands on the chair. We walk back with the feet, and you're just going to gently press your hips towards the wall behind you and look down towards the floor. We want to keep the head above the heart, so the objective is not to lean forward, it's more to sit the hips back so that you feel that stretch around the back of the body. Shoulders are relaxed. And then to come out of that, keep your hands on the chair, lift the shoulders and walk the feet forward. Good. And now I'm going to turn my chair around so that we can take a seat. So the last few stretches we'll do will be sitting in our chair. Come to sitting just a bit closer to the front of the chair, the back up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back and down. And now let's stretch into the back of the thigh. So we're going to extend one leg forward, place the heel on the ground and place your hands about mid-thigh. The hands are there to help support the upper body, and let's take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, start to hinge forward from your hips rather than the waist or the head. And let's see how far we can go before we feel like we can't go any further. One thing that's really important here is to try not to lead with the head, lead with the hips, and then just looking down towards the feet. And you'll find that after about 10 seconds, it's a little bit easier to stretch a little bit further. So you might want to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, hinge a little bit further forward from the hips, keeping that knee nice and soft. And then to come back up, use the hands to help push you back up to sitting. Lovely, and then slide that leg in. And now before we do the other side, let's take the opposite hand, place it on the outside of that leg that we were just stretching, and the other hand we're just going to either sit it on the hand rest or down onto the chair. We lift up as tall as we can, and as you breathe out, we'll rotate our spine and look to the side. So this is a lovely stretch for the upper back. You want to make sure that we're always up nice and tall for this one. And then you might want to add a turn of the head, glance over the shoulder, and look towards the wall behind you. Relax the shoulders down, and then slowly come back to the centre. Good. And now let's bring the other leg out in front. Remember, we're trying to keep the leg straight here, but we do want to keep the knee soft. You don't want to feel like you're locking the knee out and that there's bone on bone. Let's place the hands on the thighs, lift up tall, breathe out and hinge forward from the hips. And you should start to feel that stretch around the back of the upper leg, into the buttocks, into the lower back maybe. Take a breath in and let's see if we can go a tiny bit further forward, but really use your hands as well to support your upper body weight. And then when you're ready to come back up to sitting, press the hands into the thigh, come up tall. Good. Bring that foot in, and now reach across with the other hand. Hold the outside of the knee. Other hand goes on the handrest. Relax the shoulders and lift tall. As you breathe out, rotate the torso and look to the side. And then if you want, turn the head and glance over the shoulder. Relaxing the shoulders, just a relaxed breath in and out. And then let's come back to the centre. So let's come back to the centre, lacing our fingers. Let's bring the arms out in front. Relax the shoulders down. Gently bring your chin towards your chest, looking down towards the feet, and then maybe putting a slight curve in the back. So tucking the tailbone under, stretching into your lower back, middle of the back, upper back. And then coming back up tall again and bringing the arms out to the side on the breath in. And then float the arms down. Good. Now bring the hands back up onto the thighs. And here we're going to bring the chin slightly towards the chest. We'll tilt the head to one side, bringing your ear towards your shoulder and stretching out through the other side of the neck from behind the ear down to the tip of the shoulder. And then a breath in to come back to the centre. Breathe out as you tilt the head to the other side. Just relaxing your shoulders. If the back of the neck is quite tight, we might have a tendency to tilt the head back. So see if you can keep the chin tucked in a little bit closer towards the chest. And then back to the centre. And then we'll take a breath in, lift the shoulders, roll them back and down. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in. And out. Well done. Well done. So they're your stretches for every exercise session that you do. Make sure that the warm-up and the stretch session is always a part of your exercise program. You can select the other exercises to do a shorter or a longer exercise session, just depending on how you're feeling and how much time you have. But make sure that the warm-up and the stretches at the end are always a part of what you're doing. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be posting these videos on our YouTube channel, Kota ACT Exercise Sessions channel. And for any more information, please come and visit our website, Kota ACT. We've also got a Facebook page and also a Facebook page for Strength for Life. So I wish you good luck with your exercise programs and stay strong and balanced. Well done.